Do you see on-demand platforms and the linear TV channels as mutually exclusive, or they can work together in a great way?
And I'm obviously choosing the second option.
Okay.
And as everybody else did in our panel, we just finished the panel. It was a great experience. Quite prestigious panel, I would say. People from BBC, NBC Universal, Viasat World and Viacom, represented by myself. We had a great audience. I would like to appreciate that as well. I was very positively surprised because yesterday I heard there was a big party in the night, and we were the very first panel in the morning, so I was a little bit afraid whether anybody will be attending, and we almost had a full house, so that gave me the impression that people are interested in this topic and hopefully about
you had a great content. That's why everybody showed up.
I would like to believe that. Thank you. And answering the question, I'm not trying to avoid your question, obviously.
Okay.
I just want some time, but I don't need to rethink it because I think I know the answer. I think we all agreed and everybody is in agreement with the conclusion that yes, there is a non-linear transformation. Yes, on top of linear channels, there are more and more non-linear solutions coming and non-linear products. Viacom, among others, I think we are quite innovative in that, and I can tell you a little bit more a bit later. But we all agree that the linear channels will have a long future. Actually, I myself, I believe linear channels will stay forever.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, we are talking about rather complementary solutions. Yes, consumers are more and subscribers are more demanding these days. We have to serve them. Yes. We have great content to do that. We have to adjust our content production to the new needs, to the multi-screen and multi-platform environment. But we are keen on doing that. I think I just used an example in the panel that, for example, Viacom is pretty much into the younger target groups. And by definition, our target group is very much into mobile, more than any other groups. Yeah? So they are watching a lot on mobile. Don't ask me what they enjoy on that small screen, but this is there in their genes. And we need to be flexible to that demand. We need to adjust. And I mentioned like Awesomeness TV, which is a platform in the US that Viacom recently acquired, focusing on teenage dramas mostly. And Awesomeness is very good, and I think that was part of the decision the Viacom board made to acquire this company, to acquire the platform and to acquire the know-how together with them, because they are not doing rocket science, but very, on a simple way, they're very much flexible and understanding this target group. We need to be understanding. I give you an example. On mobile, even half an hour long shows are too long. We need to be focusing on closer to 20 minutes, sometimes 22 minutes. Another example, like the casting, I had the pleasure to talk to Awesomeness TV people, to listen to Awesomeness TV people recently, and they said, forget about the traditional casting. The new era is about Instagram. The target group is on Instagram, so we're not casting people. We go there and find the ones, the most popular ones.
That are already chosen by the audience.
Exactly, and if somebody has 2.5 million followers, that him or her knows something, yeah?
Yes.
So we don't need the casting. And by the way, this is also a big advertising base. So just offer him or her a role in the next drama shooting, and she will or he will put and spread around the news. Look at me in this new, and we have those 2.5 million audience joining us.
Yes.
So these are bits and pieces, some small tricks, not very much rocket science, as I said, but
you have to adapt and you have to listen and you have to Google things right now.
Exactly.
Yes, so
exactly.
A lot of opportunity. You just have to adapt to the new age of the kids and the teenagers that you want to reach. How do you know which content is going to work on each market?
Well, I would lie to you saying that we just know it. Yeah. So obviously the research teams, the strategy departments, they're very deeply into this, looking at external data, looking at our own researches, doing focus group interviews many times. But fortunately, there are there are formats, those are just working worldwide. Kids, we are, as you know, Viacom with Nickelodeon, we are very much into that segment as well, and we have the luxury and pleasure that kids content, for example, are traveling the border without. So a Croatian kid, a Hungarian kid, a Polish kid, a Russian kid, they are pretty much interested in the same content. We don't even need to shift a lot of emphasis on different scheduling. Of course, we need to follow the time zone differences, etc. But pretty much one solution works everywhere. In the adult target groups, it's very different. There also we have some luck when it comes to some formats. Those are just working everywhere. My favorite one, I just mentioned in the panel, and people like that, so maybe you will like that too, is a format called Drunk History. It's a comedy production. Okay. Whenever we tried, it was working. It's an expensive production, unfortunately. As you can imagine, what we do, you can find out from the title, but actually we take a local celebrity. Local celebrity is very important. That gives the local flavor for the show. And we get her or him drunk. And then after some proper quantity of alcohol, we ask them to talk about history. And they were happy to do that.
History of his or her country.
Exactly, another local one, but no sensitive topics, rather in very much past. And then you can imagine a drunk person, in a very cute, very nice way, is having his or her own interpretation of history.
This is amazing. I've never heard of that format. It's amazing.
So I'm here to promote this product. We are selling this format, not always executing ourselves. And then, but it's not over yet, because then we take local actors, also popular actors, local celebrities, who are properly dressed up in costumes, depending on what the story is about, and they are not talking, they are just lip-syncing what the drunk person is saying. And you can imagine this is just fun. You are crying.
It's fun and cruel at the same time.
but they know what the challenge is. They make the decision.
Yeah.
I have to admit, sometimes it's not easy to convince them, because some of them are cautious about their image. Not everyone can afford that, but there are like rock stars, like comedies who are very much open and willing to do this, and it's really fun. And
just guess what I'm going to do after we finish this interview.
You go and check online.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you to do that.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.